It's getting set up for Facebook. We could be live, we could not be. Sometimes you never know what's
Like,
happening. All right, I think we are live. We are live. Awesome, everybody. Welcome to another Tuesday here. Can't believe it's March already. I am Jen Maleka with Functional Diagnostic Nutrition. We've got Heather Gray here with FDN and Jennifer Woodward today. We've got a full-on party going on, which is exciting for Health Coach Tip Tuesday here. And we are going to be talking all about getting your first 5 clients and referrals. And Jennifer's got some awesome insights on how we can get that done. So if you're thinking about becoming a health coach, or even if you are, a health coach and you're kind of wondering, how do you actually make a viable business out of this? Well, the first step is obviously you got to get yourself some clients, got to make some money, right? That makes it a business and not just a hobby. And so we're going to be sharing some tips and best practices about how to go about doing that today. And if you're here with us and you instantly want to get some more information about this and support and resources, go ahead and drop the word biz, B-I-Z, below the video. And we're going to instantly give you an opportunity to, one, schedule a free health business strategy session with one of our wonderful course advisors like Heather here. And we're going to give you our Association of FDN Professionals Community Resource Guide, which is going to touch on some of the stuff that we are talking about today. Now, we're joining you here from all different places around the world. Actually, we were just talking about this. I am in sunny San Diego. We've got Jennifer, which is from Central California, and we've got Heather that is coming to us all the way out there from Colorado. So if you're here with us on Facebook, we would love to know where you're joining us from, because it's always so fascinating to see the different people that are around the world that are interested in the same things that we're interested in. And if you didn't know, Functional Diagnostic Nutrition is actually an international company. We have an international reach. We have over 3,000 trainees or students, practitioners in over 50 different countries. And the work that we do is globally accessible, which is really cool too. So maybe we'll even talk today about, how you get some of those clients internationally as well, where you're based on where you are or based on where they are, essentially. So ladies, how are we doing today? How's everybody doing this wonderful Tuesday?
I'm doing awesome.
good. Oh, go ahead, Heather.
I'm sorry. A little nervous. Like I said, we're scheduled to get 5 feet of snow this weekend. And so that's always a little unnerving. If you don't hear from me on Monday, you might want to send a sled dog out.
Okay, good to know. And Jennifer, how's it in your neck of the woods over there?
I mean, it's always beautiful in Bakersfield, Jen. So we've got some good weather going on. I did see on my Alexa that there is a winter storm warning for Bakersfield, which means something completely different in Central California than it does in Colorado, Heather. Basically, it's going to be a little windy and you might need a jacket.
Yes,
that's awesome.
Exactly. Great. Well, we all have different weather conditions going on. It is sunny here in San Diego, but we are going to be getting some of that weather that you've been talking about, Jennifer. So aside from the weather, let's dive in and let's start talking about, getting your first 5 clients and referrals as, a health coach or a practitioner. So actually, Heather, you were just posting the other day that you got a new client. And I'd love for you to share your story about how you got this client, because I think this is just such a beautiful example of how there are so many clients within like our immediate network when we just start talking to people about what it is that they do. So share your story with that.
It's easy to do when you have gone through the program and have had the life-changing experiences that the most of us do when going through FDN. So with my history of Lyme disease, celiac, mold exposure, yada, yada, yada. I was really sick. And so this program really changed my life. It gave me my life back. And so it makes it really easy when you find those openings. I make kombucha, and I had a woman on Facebook because I was selling it $5 a jar. And she's like, I'd love to come out. And so she came out and she was telling me about COVID-19, gaining weight and hormones and getting older and her brain not working. And I just automatically went into, well, blah, 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 blah. We could test your hormones and through diet, rest, exercise, stress reduction, supplementation, it just came out. And then after I did, I was actually kind of shocked. I looked at my husband and my stepson behind me with like this look on my face, like, oh my God, did I just do that? And she was like, I would love to. Yes, please. Where do I sign up? Here, take my money. I was like, whoa, whoa. I finished the course once in 2013, but I'm actually going through it again just to re-familiarize myself with it because it's like 10 times meatier than it was when I took it. And so I wasn't quite ready to put myself out there just yet. So it's now go time for me to finish my stuff.
But you
Good
did
thing
it.
that, well, and it's a
Yeah.
good thing we have such an amazing support team here that I know that if I get in and don't know some of her questions, that I have an amazing FDN tribe behind me to help help her.
Yes. And I mean, it's just a perfect example. Like one, you weren't ready to put yourself out there as most, new health coaches or practitioners are, is that we always, I remember feeling this way too in the beginning, is just like, I don't know enough, or can I really help people? We call that imposter syndrome. It can get the best of us sometimes. And it then can, show up as a little bit of resistance and actually like putting ourselves out there because we're questioning our abilities. And that is one thing, Heather, that you just pointed out that really helped me get going, and it's helping you get going too. It is the support of our community, that we have this amazing community that backs us, and actually haven't yourself worked with clients yet, that you've got this huge community behind you that has, and you've learned the same things that they have, and that they're getting results and having successes. And we can kind of lean on that confidence of the community to help muster up the confidence within ourselves to just go out there and start doing the work. And Jennifer is actually our director of our graduate association and our community. And she's always in our group and doing all kinds of things to making sure that our practitioners and health coaches and students, graduates, whatever we want to call them, all of the above, are feeling really supported, in those areas. And so I just want to take a moment here before we get to you, Jennifer, and just pause and say, for anybody that's newly joining us right now, we are talking about, how to get those first 5 clients or referrals, whether you're currently a health coach or thinking about becoming one. And if you want more information about this and some more support in this way, if you're thinking about becoming a health coach, or you're thinking about advancing your knowledge and your wisdom in this area, go ahead and drop the word biz, that's BIZ, below, and you're going to get an opportunity to schedule a free health business strategy session with one of our course advisors like Heather. So one thing that's also really important to us is that all of our staff walk the walk, right? Or walk the talk, I guess. So Heather, like you were just hearing her, she takes on clients as her, as a practitioner, health coach herself, and she's one of our course advisors. So she's intimately familiar, with what it's like to be in the health coach or the practitioner's shoes and working with clients, and can really help answer your questions. And along with that, you're also going to get our Association of FDN Professionals Community Resource Guide, which will encompass a lot of things that we're talking about. So Jennifer, why don't you share with us, like, this is an area that I know that you're super passionate about, is, what are some of those like resources and things that we do to support our graduates, especially when it comes to actually going out there and getting, that first handful of clients or referrals.
Absolutely. Yes. I love what both of you ladies brought up, just the community and the tribe aspect that we have at FDN and then also at AFDNP. And it just reminds me of that adage. It says a cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. And when you're on your own, you're going to feel like you are easily broken. You're not sure what's going on. In talking with a lot of our graduates, I hear this one word all the time, and that word is confidence. And so you lack confidence coming into the business sector. When you graduate the course, you have all the confidence in the world about lab testing and supplement protocols. Like, you are so well versed in how you can perform clinically, but then you're like, how the heck do I start my business? And so coming into AFDNP and this really robust, amazing community of graduates that we have, almost 500 strong, you have that really like deep and I want to say meaty, community and almost family that's waiting for you at AFDNP. I think that is the strongest benefit that we have is, people are in this group. We have a very strong and robust Facebook group. People are in this group like every day. You do not even know the amount of notifications I get on my phone, because it is like family. It's like my family text chain. It goes off
Yeah.
more often than that. And you know, it's not only that we're looking for clinical help or business building skills, but in this community that we have at AFDNP, we're celebrating you. It's not really often that people feel the freedom to maybe celebrate some of their successes. Maybe it's like frowned upon in your family or your own community, but over at AFDNP, like, you get a client, we are there for you. We are happy for you. We encourage you to do that again. And so, you know, number one, you can tell how passionate I am about our group and our community and family aspect of it. I think that's the top benefit we have. And that's the feedback we get over and over of how important that is in people's lives, especially over the last year when a lot of that community was taken away from them. And so to get your first client, if you're out on your own, swimming a lone fish in the sea, you're not really going to feel confident, or you might not have the skills that you need to get that first client, second, fourth, fifth client, right? But I missed third, I think, but you know what I meant. Um, but then, you know, over in the group, we've got so many things. We have weekly webinars where we are training you on how to build a business from the ground up. We just partnered with you, Jen, you're our AFDNP business advisory expert. You are on our board, and you come into the group every other week, and we just jam for 30 minutes about every single business question that our community has. So people pay tens of thousands of dollars for some of these mentorships with business coaches. And in AFDNP, you have that as part of your membership, access to Jen, access to other people who have been very successful in their practice. So it's a huge benefit I see. You know, we've got a couple other shows that we've just recently incorporated where you have access to Reed, who's the founder of FDN, and a wealth of knowledge on, you know, business building skills and then the clinical side. And then one of my personal favorites is my colleague Ryan Monahan, and I get to go every 2 weeks with our show Quick and Nerdy, where we go just a little bit deeper into all of the super nerdy things that we know that you want to geek out on too. And so we've just, you know, got that community feel, but we're also providing value for you on the clinical and the business side. And I think that gives people a lot of confidence, knowing that the community backs them up when they go out, like Heather, who's at the grocery store and is like, I just fixed me and now I can help fix you. You know, it gives you that confidence.
Totally. I love everything that you're saying. And if you're just joining us, we're here talking about getting your first 5 clients and referrals with our director of our graduate association, Jennifer Woodward, and also one of our course advisors here, Heather Gray, and myself, Jen Maleka, as the business mentor for the community. And again, if you are just joining us and you want to get more information about this instantly, go ahead and drop the word biz, B-I-Z, below, and we're going to instantly send you an opportunity to schedule a free business strategy session with one of our course advisors, as well as give you our Association of FDN Professionals community guide to listen and hear more about some of these like resources and aspects that we are talking about today. So this is definitely like a significant differentiator that we see against other, certification programs that are out there. Like there's a lot of certification programs for health coaches and practitioners that are providing, some business guidance, I guess I would say, like business training, talking about the aspects of setting up the training, or setting up your business, but then you actually have to go out and execute on those pieces, right? And that's where definitely I find that the community aspect is really important. I was actually just listening to a fantastic book today by Lisa Sasevich. The book is called Meant for More. And she actually is talking about how it's important to surround yourself with the people who are going to help to elevate you, that if you are struggling to put your offer out there, to start your business, that you actually want to surround yourself with people that are thinking and working on the same things. And so that's where I see also our graduate association being really beneficial, because those are the people that are coming out and we're all working towards that same concept of, establishing a business in the mission of just helping more people, right? Like having a greater reach and helping more people. But even with all of that support, it's still easy to hide in the corner, hide in the shadows, second guess yourself, still feel that lack of confidence. So what I'm actually really excited about, Jennifer, something that you guys have recently are getting started is our internship program. Actually, we call it, the preceptorship program, but for people who don't know what preceptor means, it's similar to an internship program. It's essentially an opportunity for functional diagnostic nutrition graduates to get some clients through FDN, for FDN to serve the public as well, for the people who are looking to work with a practitioner. And then these graduates are getting to work with clients through this process and gain some of that confidence. So Jennifer, why don't you tell us a little bit more about that program that we are actually officially rolling out this year? It's like in the throes. We've got clients coming through, and we've got preceptors, aka interns, working with us now.
We do. It's so exciting. This is something that's been in the works for a long time. And just to go back to that word I was telling you guys about, when we had our graduates, they have to go through a post-grad interview after graduating. And that word just kept coming up, like confidence. I don't have confidence. And so we've recently got this program launched. It is called FDN Thrive. You can look it up on the internet, fdnthrive.com. And like Jen said, it's where graduates who opt into this program, kind of the next step in your FDN career, where we find clients for you. So at the same time that we're getting clients for you in your practice, you're also under the care of a mentor. And so all of those things you have questions on, both on the business side and the clinical side, you're getting that kind of, round the calendar care from somebody who's been there before you and can answer all of those questions. So you'll be getting between 3 and 5 clients during your course of your preceptorship, which will last between 3 and 6 months. And then our objective is to, get you out of the program so that you have your clients, and then you're so confident to go forward getting clients for yourself that you don't really need the program anymore. So it's just the next step, the evolution of your career as an FDN. And we think it's going to be really powerful. We've already got, like you said, we've already got clients. We just launched 2 weeks ago, and we've already got clients and people who are really clamoring because there's so many members of the public who are desperate for help that an FDN can give them to work on everything, not specifically, but everything non-specifically, and bring a body that's out of balance back into balance. That's our mission. That's what we love, and we want to train our preceptors to feel very confident in being able to do that.
Mm-hmm. It sounds so fantastic. Heather, both you and I went through the course, like you said, early on, a couple years ago, and had this program been in place when we went through the course at that time, I would have been jumping all over it, because you do kind of feel just like, well, what do I do next? I have all this education around the science of what we do, but how do we actually work with clients, and how do we get them and build that confidence? And so, Heather, I'm sure that you get questions like this from people who are out there researching different certification programs and looking for like their what are different options and what kind of support that they would get. Is this something that you are seeing people asking a lot about, is these types of opportunities?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like a parrot with saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over. I tell them all the time, if you're not successful when you graduate, it's because you're not asking for help. It's not because you're not getting the support, because the support is there between all the different workshops, the phone calls, the mentorship, the Thrive, the FDN support page. Oh man, there was another thread there I was going with. I lost it. But yeah, there's just a lot of, a ton of support, even way more support than back when I took the course. And I'm actually thinking about throwing my application into the Thrive, just because I had a 7-year hiatus, and I'm kind of starting the course again from new, that I would love, that little hand holding to kind of help give me the confidence that I need to be really successful. Because at the end of the day, the same tide raises all ships, right? We're not here just to take your money and put you through a certification. We're here because we want to make an impact and a difference in this world, right? Mm-hmm. In a time when it's needed the most. And we can't do that if once you've graduated, you can't get out there and help people,
Yeah.
So absolutely, we're going to have your back.
Exactly. And again, I'll just pause here for a second. Anybody new that's joining us, we're here talking about getting your first 5 clients and referrals with our director of our graduate association, Jennifer Woodward, and Heather Gray, who is one of our course advisors, and then myself, Jen Maleka, as a business mentor for the community. Now, we've talked about quite a few programs that we have, ways that we offer support and resources. And I want to highlight something else that actually starts during the learning process before you even graduate from the course. And Heather, you kind of touched on this in the beginning by sharing your story of how you just recently acquired a new client, is that by sharing your own story. So that is something that we see happening all the time. I mean, Jennifer, I'm sure you've heard these success stories coming out of our community as well too, where a lot of our FDN graduates will say that they had a waiting list of clients before they even graduated. And a big part of that is because as we kind of mentioned, I said earlier, is that we really value, being able to walk the talk. And so what does that mean? Well, that means like, practicing what you preach, essentially. So as part of the FDN certification program, you actually do some of the lab testing on yourself, and you get assigned a mentor to work with that takes you through the process as if you were a client on the other side, so that you can experience what it's like to be that client and get familiar with what their experience is, and two, so that you can start to improve your own health. So like Heather was sharing earlier that part of this journey for her and becoming an FDN has been working on, some of the health challenges that she's faced. Same thing with me, Jennifer. I know it's true with you and your family too, is that that's a big part of why we get into this work. And when we have those experiences, when we're going on this journey, we have it, basically, we call this our story, our health story, right? And when we just are authentically and organically sharing our story, it naturally is going to help us attract clients. We don't have to be salesy about it, or even on Instagram or Facebook doing it. Like Heather was sharing a great example of just, having a conversation with somebody that was in her immediate network, kind of, that was coming over to her house to buy some kombucha. And boom, there you go. And same thing just happened to me over the weekend, going to brunch with some ladies that I had gone on a retreat to Sedona with. Recently, we got to talking about health stuff, and now they're really interested in the work that I do because they've been running into issues, this cycle of trial and error that we talk so much about in FDN, and they want to work with somebody who really understands their needs. And Jennifer, I know on the hormonal front, you're seeing the same thing too, right? And teaching women. So our story is also very powerful. Like you don't really have to know all the business and marketing bells and whistles to be able to get clients. Like you can just be sharing your story, and it's going to attract people, which will help you get your first 5 clients. And it, then that also helps you to get referrals. Like even if somebody that you're sharing your story with isn't going to be your client, maybe they're going to refer somebody to you. And once you start working with clients, we want to be, asking for referrals. Reed just did a training on this not so long ago in our graduate group, I know, to be asking for referrals. And it's comfortable to ask for referrals when you're getting people real results. And that is one of the biggest differences, where we see so many people coming through the FDN certification course, even if they've had prior training as a health coach or some other type of practitioner, is that the way that we approach working with somebody, like a new way of looking at disease, our philosophy, it's a complete methodology that is proven time and time again to get real results and to outperform even, typical treatments, medical treatments of things in a lot of different ways, because we focus on the lifestyle factors here. And that's what our graduates are learning as they go through this preceptorship, AKA internship program, and working with these clients. And then I bet, Jennifer, what happens is they go through there, they get to work with these clients. And then these clients are having such an amazing experience. They're probably going to be referring more clients. So they're actually building in a referral network when they go through this program too, right?
That is exactly what I see happening. Yes, it's almost like you can't keep people away, because if you have an experience where your health and really your life has changed, you're going to be talking about it to your social circle and your family circle. And so it's a sphere of influence that just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And I think probably like most of you, in my own practice, I don't really advertise. I don't know a lot of our community members at AFDNP that put a lot of money or work into advertising. They just do FDN, they run the labs, they create the protocols, they do dress, and just authentically that starts to make an impact on everyone around them. And then again, like the circle just continues to spread. So when it's such a powerful yet gentle intervention in your life, it almost becomes easy to create referrals because they happen on their own.
Exactly. Yes. So this has been a wonderful conversation, ladies. For those again that might be joining us, we are talking about getting your first 5 clients and referrals here with our director of our graduate association, Jennifer Woodward, Heather Gray, one of our course advisors, and myself, Jen Maleka, business mentor for the community. And as we start to wrap up this conversation here, if you're interested in getting more information about what we're talking about today, go ahead and drop the word biz, B-I-Z, below, and you're instantly going to get an opportunity to schedule a free business strategy session with one of our course advisors like Heather to talk about some of these resources and support that we provide and how it's going to help you progress through in your career if you are a health coach thinking about becoming an FDN, or if you're not a health coach and you're just thinking about getting into this field. We're here to help you, and we have so much support available for that too. So as we start to wrap up here, ladies, I would say, is there any words of advice or last things that you would like to share with our audience today about getting your first 5 clients and referrals? And I see Marie and Carol dropping the word biz over here to get some of our resources that we're giving away today. So that's so awesome, ladies. Let us know if you have any questions specifically here before we wrap up. But ladies, is there anything that you would like to leave them with? Any other tips or insights? And Jennifer, we'll start with you real quick.
Yeah, sure. So this is what we always say at AFDNP: just go do FDN. When you're graduated, when you have completed the course, just start. You have all this knowledge on the labs. Go ahead and offer to run labs on your family or your friends or your social circle, and just get comfortable with it. And that's all it takes. A year after year after year, you just get more comfortable. But the best way to start is just to start. And our community can absolutely support you in that.
I love that tip. Actually, 2 of my first 5 clients were family members. My stepmom and my stepsister both ended up paying me like $3,000 a piece to work through one of my packages. And it was great experience. And for me, like a learning experience and getting those first handful of clients. And also they got some great results out of it. So great tip. And Heather, how about you? Anything that you would like to say to our audience as we start to wrap up today?
Just the exact same thing that Jennifer said. I get so many new people on the call every day that they get really, really, really into the weeds. And if I could just say, stay out of the weeds, just do FDN, and it reveals itself as you go through the program. It's beautiful that way. But if you get stuck with too much information in the beginning, get overloaded, get into the weeds, then you're not even going to get started. So just put one foot in front of the other and just start.
That's great advice too. I like to say, ditch the distractions. There's so many like bright and shiny objects that are out there. It can feel overwhelming. And I think what's really great is, Jennifer, I know you, your team, as well as Brandy Buskow, who oversees like the course delivery, have worked so hard to create a clear and organized path for our students to move through to help alleviate that overwhelm. So if you don't know what the next step is, that's okay, because we're guiding you through that process as an FDN. So thank you, ladies, for being here with us today. Again, we were wrapping up talking about getting your first 5 clients and referrals. Here, if you would like more information about this, go ahead and drop the word biz, B-I-Z, below our video. You'll instantly get an opportunity to book a free business strategy session with one of our wonderful course advisors like Heather, and also get our Association of FDN Professionals community guide to learn more about some of the resources that we've talked about today, that ultimately support you in getting yourself out there to get those clients and build a referral network so that you can help more people and enjoy what you're doing and make a good living doing it too. So thanks, everybody. Signing off. We'll see you next Tuesday. Okay, I think we're good.
Jennifer bounced.
Yeah. Probably got something to get to.
She's like, I'm out.
All right. Thanks, Heather. Appreciate it.
All right.
Bye.